So you just got an email from a brand and they reach out to you and say, we want to see your media kit and rate card. And then suddenly you're like, how much do I even charge? Pricing brand deals can be one of the most confusing and gatekept things in the influencer marketing realm. So let's talk about it and learn how you can exactly price yourself. If you've ever felt overwhelmed trying to price yourself as a creator, you're not alone. Nobody talks about the actual numbers, how they decide what to charge, and the pricing that changes over time. And that's exactly why so many creators underprice themselves so early on. In this episode of the financial side of influencer marketing, I'm teaching you how I price myself, how I build my rate structure, and what you need to know if you're just getting started being a creator. In the last episode, I broke down exactly how much I made in 2025, and now it's time to get you there. When a brand asks about your rates, it can feel kind of intimidating to answer that question because there's no universal benchmark. And that's the truth, because there's no single correct number, but there is a system. Before we get into the math, there is one single rule that I always follow, and that's to ask the brand what their budget is first. Before I send a rate, I always email the brand back and ask what their budget is for the campaign. That one question changes everything. Instead of guessing or underpricing yourself, you're anchoring the conversation around what the brand actually wants to spend. I've had brands come back to me with double to triple the amount that I would have originally quoted for them had I not asked that question. For small businesses or businesses that are in the early stage of starting up, I always have a community rate for them. This formula is very simple. I take the number of followers on my account and multiply it by an engagement rate that's more on the smaller end. So in this example, we're going to be using 0.02 or 2%. That said, if you have 10,000 followers and you multiply it by the engagement rate of 2%, you would start your normal video rate at $200. And then at 20,000, it would be at $400. Community rates are intentional. They're a way to work with smaller businesses, build relationships, and also not undercut yourself as a creator. In a similar way to community rates, for normal brand deals with bigger businesses, I follow a similar formula. I calculate my base rate by taking the number of followers times my normal engagement rate. So for this example, we're going to be using 20,000 followers and we're multiplying it by 4% because that's my current engagement rate right now on Instagram. That number then becomes your starting rate for a video. This ensures that pricing reflects performance and not just your follower count. Anything beyond the base deliverable is added separately. Here's how I price common extras. Posting the same video on a different platform, usage rights for 30 days, and exclusivity for 14 days. These are non-negotiable add-ons because they provide extra value for the brand, so you should be compensated for it. Here's what a common brand deal might look like. If a brand is asking you for one Instagram video, one TikTok video where it's the same video posted to that platform, 3 Instagram stories, usage rights for 30 days, and also exclusivity for 14 days, that would come to a total of around $4,000. This pricing system works because it scales as you grow. It's also rooted in engagement rather than follower count. It also is easy to explain to brands. And last but not least, it takes out the fear of you potentially undercharging. Pricing is part strategy and part refinement. It doesn't need to be perfect on day one, but you do need a system for it. Once you know your rates, you need a clear way to communicate them. That's where your media kit, rate card, and also outreach emails come in. Your rate card should clearly state your deliverables and price. And that would include what the price is for your Instagram Reels, your Instagram stories, your TikTok posts, any add-ons such as exclusivity or even usage. Your media kit is usually a link that brands can view, and it includes your demographics, examples of your past work, and also a little bit about yourself. If you're doing outbound outreach or a brand inquires, how you talk about your numbers is equally as important as showcasing them. That said, if you want the exact template that I use to outreach to brands, you can go ahead and check it out in the description below. Brands almost always ask for a media kit and rate cards, so having those ready makes you look confident and professional. In the next episodes, we're going to go deeper into what brands are actually looking for in your media kit, so follow along for that. Pricing yourself as a creator doesn't have to feel like guesswork. It just takes practice and confidence. In the next episode of the financial side of influencer marketing, I'm breaking down media kits, what to have in them, and exactly what brands are looking for. If you want to get started now, I've linked my creator workbook down below that teaches you a step-by-step process of how to land your first brand deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.